Okay, thanks. Now these are ideas, and I tried to keep them short-term practical stuff, but I only actually wrote up the presentation. The ideas have been around for a while, but I only made the notes during the break on this computer earlier today, and I couldn't figure out how to get our logo on. So here, I figured out how. No point in having a logo like that unless you're going to use it. So, before I get into how we can integrate the lives of both organizations in a tighter way, I think it's necessary to take one step back and think about the nature of our relationship. I know that technically on paper, affiliate and big IAIA, as we call them, are separate organizations, but our mandates are virtually identical. And so when we're operating in the affiliate, we try and act as though it's basically big IAIA on a different scale, on a regional scale. So here's the way we try and think about this, okay? In northern Canada, gardening season has just come, so I'm thinking of agriculture. We like to think that big IAIA comes up with some of the best innovative major ideas for environmental impact assessment. And we like to think that we are using them in the region, implementing them, see how they turn out. Now fortunately, in Western and Northern Canada, we have some very strong EIA laws, so it's an interesting petri dish to experiment with. We have some strong EIA academics, Bill Ross and other folks who are running around here now. And so we try out stuff, we see how it goes, and then we bring it back here in the form of papers or what have you. It's kind of like an agricultural setup where big IAIA is the seed seller. We take the seeds, we're the farmers, we try and plant them in the region, we see how they grow, and because we're responsible farmers, we write back to the seed company after saying, here's what grew well under what circumstances. Even some of the seeds come around. So we try and refine and retool our relationship, but we're really not thinking of ourselves as opposing in any way because our mandates are identical. Now I tried to think about how to really integrate as a win-win negotiation. It's hard to think of negotiation when I just said we're on the same side, but it's a productive way. I thought, what is cheap and easy for the affiliate to offer big IAIA that is valuable for big IAIA? And what is valuable for the affiliate that is cheap and easy for big IAIA to offer? We figured with this approach we'll come up with concrete things that are pretty quick and would get some results soon, as opposed to perfect results later. We figure that members, including big IAIA members in our region's very big. It's about 7 or 8 Mexicos big, but it's not densely populated. People have a hard time traveling around from remote northern communities, for example, but there's a lot of development up there, a lot of strong laws. But most of the IAIA members and people who know a little bit about IAIA think of this conference as the big, real event, and then they know there's information out there in forums, like on websites and stuff like that. We try to add value to our members by making it real in between conferences, by hosting many events in the 4 provinces, 3 territories that we operate in, by hosting events on a regular basis. And the point is that these things are regionally relevant. They apply to the kinds of developments we have there, the kinds of Aboriginal consultation issues that are specific to Canada, the ones, the legal framework, right? So we're taking theoretical ideas, turn them in. We think this makes big IAIA, because we wave the flag all the time. You'll notice the bold letters are IAIA and the not bold letters are Western and Northern Canada affiliate. We think this gives people an ongoing relationship with IAIA instead of a once-a-year romance. It's also a once-a-year romance for the few who can actually afford to fly somewhere and get into a major conference. And I would say that many of our practitioners cannot, right? The lucky few do and participate enthusiastically. One thing that we can do is, because we're holding these events regularly, we can commit in a more structured way to report this content. I know that IAIA is always looking for interesting stuff in its newsletters, preferably not just theoretical pieces, pictures of people actually doing real things. Well, we got people doing real things all the time, with IAIA in big letters on the banner somewhere, right? And we can commit to, every time we have an event over a certain scale, I don't know, give you a glossy picture in 3 paragraphs for the newsletter, it would give you something for every newsletter, pretty much. And you know, if we get some structure in there, we can do that. We also think we provide fresh blood because we advertise our stuff all over the place. You know, the affiliate has members in universities and consultancies and everything. We advertise in places IAIA doesn't advertise as often, and we have exciting bait. Ooh, exciting guest speaker next week. And so people come in. And many of them, when they get in, we tell them all about IAIA because it's ingrained in us to push it. So I figured what's valuable for IAIA and easier for us is to hold the events in between and then to provide plenty of evidence for big IAIA to wave the flag about these and show that reality happens not just once a year. On the other hand, we get a lot out of big IAIA already because of recognition value. It's unquestionably the biggest international professional body for the stuff that we do. And no matter how exciting our local guest speakers are, the scale is relevant. What's cheap and easy? Well, we figured digital access would be nice. I've heard this before from Steve's presentation, South Africa. You obviously don't want to give everything away to people who aren't full members, but some degree of digital access could be helpful. One of the things we were thinking was there could be, in something like IAIA Connect, regional nodes for people who are doing something location specific. Not to compete with the big sections, but a different scale of that is locally relevant. And how technically hard is that? I don't know. Is the political will there? I hope it might be. Other digital things like, if someone, for example, joins our affiliate, it would be great if, say, for a half year, they get full access to the IAIA website. Not forever, but for the first little while. Why? Because that's the gateway drug. They look there, they realize there's a lot going on in IAIA besides conferences. And I think you're going to get new members if we can tease them with something like that. A discounted membership, even a slight discounted membership would probably help in the first year as well, because people who've joined something and are getting a special offer will think about something carefully, even if it's just a symbolic reduction. So anyway, those are the kinds of sort of small scale but easy to achieve wins that we're thinking about. If affiliates can get into the professional register that has recently come up, that might be handy. Access to the journal for a chunk of time. I'm sure we'll come up with more. And what I was thinking is after this meeting, we don't have much time to workshop everything. If we set up a IAIA Connect section about this, any of the affiliates that have exciting ideas about these kinds of things could put them together, and then someone could wrap them up, and put them in an envelope with a kiss and give them to big IAIA, so that there's more structure and this stuff isn't just lost to the echoing microphone. Thank you.